geometries, like so. Okay. From here, I always like to do one extra LOD. It's not essential though, but it works at better longer distances. Alright, so from here, we've got it, unhide all. We've got our main weapon, right? All these pieces. Select your hand firearm and connect that to geometry 0, LOD 0, like so. Then your scoped model goes to geometry 0, LOD 1, like so. From there, we need to select the weapon and the animation group and clone it. 1, 2, 3 times. So another 2. Actually, better yet, I'll show you how to optimize each one as well. Alright, this time with your cloned group, just go hand firearm and connect that to geometry 1, LOD 0. Now let me explain what the geometry 1, difference between geometry 1 and geometry 0. Okay, geometry 0 is your first person. So geometry 0, and then LOD 0 is your first person unscoped. And then your LOD 1 is first person scoped up. Okay, then we move over to geometry 1, which is all your third person stuff. LOD 0 is close to the player with it, and then LOD 1 and 2 just gradually moving further away. So from here, when I actually cloned that, it put a whole heap of numbers on the end and renamed everything. So I'm just going to go back and rename all the pieces exactly as they were in number over here. Alright, from there I'm going to clone it again. This time I'm going to put it under LOD 1, and because it's further away, we're not going to need as many details, so we're just going to select everything under LOD 1, geometry 1, hide everything else, and we're going to delete two minor things that aren't going to be seen. Alright, so trigger and cocking handle. Alright, that's probably the simplest way to just knock off a couple of polys. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to select the main weapon and go to Modify tab and go Attach, and we're going to attach the folding stock at the back, because at this distance they're not going to actually be able to see it moving anyway, so we might as well throw it on to the main weapon itself. But we will leave the magazine as a separate piece and still call that number 1. So it will just have the one animation group or piece, and from there what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the main part and I'm going to give it an optimize modifier. Now if you get a good modeler that gives you a good model, I've had some shockers and I've had some really good modelers. They've given me models to export. They'll give you LODs already made, so they'll already be optimized. Obviously I haven't got this in this case, so that's why I'm optimizing them myself. Just increase it like the face thresh, and as you can see it just loses detail. So I'm going to put it on around about 20 or so. Alright, convert that back to a mesh, and then I'm going to copy that, clone it again. This time goes under LOD 2, and now this time we don't need that back piece at all. Alright, so we're just going to delete that, and so I've deleted the back piece. You probably won't need the foregrip either, not at that distance, because this will be looking at it from what basically on the horizon, like as far as the fog distance. So you can delete that because the hand will be covering that. and from there we're just going to select the main weapon and actually attach the magazine this time, like so. Unhide all. Alright, so that there is pretty much set up. Last thing I'm going to do is apply a texture to the scope reticle, because I did forget to do that. So bear with me while I try and find the correct texture for it, because I'm pretty sure it uses a one from here. Like so. And then actually I remember this triangle bit actually uses a separate one, which is this. So as you can see, if I hide everything else, that reticle will show up red, and that will do that in game as well. Okay. From there, unhide it all. That is set up for export. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to make the objects, the object materials, generalize them basically, so they will work on anyone's computer. Because not everyone's computer reference is going to be, say, not everyone's BF2 is going to be installed on their C drive. Oops. Yeah. Not everything's going to be saved on their C drive, program files, like I have mine installed. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into here and we're actually going to delete everything before the objects. Now where it says objects / backslash weapons handheld blah blah blah. Delete everything before the objects. Now you will lose the texture in Max, but it will show up in the game. Right, so I'm just going to go through and do that, deleting everything from before the objects. Like so. Alright, that's all set up for export. Next I'm just going to go BF2 exporter and give it a go. Again, remember how we made this folder called, what did we call it? NOR rifle AG3 F2 tut. I'm just going to copy that so I know it's exactly the same and pasting it into object name. That way it will use that folder and none others. Make sure you have your BF2 the tools set up right using PR edit, and hit export. Now a quick way to check that as exported will be go to your handheld, actually go to that folder. There should be a con file, there should be a meshes folder, and inside there should be a bundled mesh, which is all good, all sweet on my side. Okay, from there I'm going to make it